And following a deadly shootout that saw the death of a U.S. National Guard member, a U.S. official has now confirmed that the Afghan national accused of shooting the two National Guard members will be charged with first-degree murder. The U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C. has identified the assailant as Ramanullah Lakhanwal. The attorney added that the 29-year-old Afghan national is set to face several charges. Media report described Lakhanwal as a member of the Zero Units, a CIA-backed counterterrorism group. As the Afghan national is set to face trial, a small memorial of flowers and American flags have been set up at the site where one of the U.S. National Guard members was shot and killed last weekend. Wednesday. In the wake of the recent shootout, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services have halted all asylum decisions. In a post on social media platform X, the immigration body said that all aliens must be vetted and screened to the maximum degree possible. And furthermore, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that they are working to cut off federal benefits to illegal aliens and preserve them for U.S. citizens. The slew of decisions by the immigration authorities and the U.S. Treasury Department has left the Afghan nationals taking refuge in Pakistan in a dire strait. Now, many of the Afghan refugees waiting for their U.S. visas for years say that their last path to safety has been shut down.
There is, unfortunately, no future in Afghanistan. I am a journalist, and before the fall of the Republic to the Taliban, I was working as a reporter. If we are deported, first of all, there is no work there and the situation is extremely bad. And I personally have life security problems.
Immigration attorneys have lambasted the latest decision taken by the Trump administration, saying that the policies are really a form of collective punishment.
So the administration's measures to create these policies in response to one person's actions, it's really a form of collective punishment. That's how we see it. They are very clearly weaponizing this tragedy involving one person to build on their existing immigration agenda, which has already been restrictive, which has already led to a lot of indefinite pauses in processing.
The latest comes after U.S. President Donald Trump said he wants to permanently pause migration from poorer nations. Trump added that he is promising to seek to expel millions of immigrants from the United States by revoking their legal status. The U.S. president lambasted migrants for the rising crime incidents and housing shortages in America. He also called for a reverse migration. With the rising crackdown on immigration, Indian visa agencies have sharply criticized the Trump administration's policies. They say that Indians are an asset to the host economy, while adding that halting visa applications would be a shame.
Many Indians leave India, go to the US and contribute to its economy. Donald Trump should consider that some of India's brightest minds move there in search of better opportunities, security, and a certain level of satisfaction, and they contribute significantly to the country. So, when so many people place their trust in the US, taking such a decision would not be appropriate.
Now, WION's correspondent Susan Tani has sent us more details from New York. Listen to this.
The Trump administration is widening its crackdown on illegal immigration, moving from border into the financial system. The Treasury Department's financial watchdog, FinCEN, has issued a new alert warning money transfer companies to watch for suspicious transactions involving undocumented immigrants. Any cross-border transaction of $2,000 or more that appears tied to unlawful employment or illicit activity must now be flagged. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also announced on Friday a parallel policy shift. He made the announcement on X, saying that the administration is working to restrict certain federal tax benefits from going to undocumented migrants, reserving them only for U.S. citizens. Taken together, these moves show the White House expanding immigration enforcement into tax policy and financial surveillance as well, with more regulations expected in the weeks ahead. Meanwhile, President Trump, in a separate development, said in a social media post that he is nullifying all executive orders signed by former President Joe Biden by the auto pen. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.